gang dito sa Japan, yung Yakuza. Natatakot nga ba ang mga Japanese sa mga taong may tattoo? And last, ipapakita ko rin sa inyo yung katangi-tangi kong tattoo sa katawan na hindi man lang nakita ng agency namin yan sa Pilipinas na meron akong tattoo. At ngayon, ipapakita ko sa inyo sa kalagitnaan ba nitong video na to o sa katapusan yung tattoo ko sa katawan. Kaya, mas magandang tapusin nyo itong video na to para makita nyo at maintindihan nyo kung bakit bihira lang sa mga Japanese employer ang tumatanggap ng mga trainee na may mga tattoo sa katawan. Ja. Hajimemashou. Ang gawin natin dito mga bay, umupo na lang kayo dyan, manood at makinig. Kasi hindi ko na-interrupt tong video niya kasi napakaganda kasi ng explanation niya. Kasi ang vlogger na to, ang trabaho niya is isang tourist guide dito sa Japan. Isa siyang hapon na tourist guide dito sa Japan, magaling sa English. At napakaganda yung pagka-explain niya about sa tattoo dito sa Japan. Panoorin na lang natin ng sabay-sabay para mas maintindihan natin.
It's been a taboo in Japan. But I believe most people think it's because tattoos are related to the Japanese gang Yakuza, right? Actually, that doesn't explain the whole story. Today, I'm going to talk about the history of tattoos in Japan and why it eventually became a taboo. I also have a message to those who have tattoos and are thinking of coming to Japan in the future. Watch till the end and you will fully understand the history and culture of tattoos in Japan. The first historical records of tattoos started in the 17th century, the beginning of the Edo period. In this time, tattoos were especially popular among men called tobi and hikaku. Tobi were those who worked as architects, security guards at festivals, and firemen, while hikaku were delivery men. Because they had to move around a lot, they did not wear regular kimonos, but wore hundoshi, Japanese traditional underpants. The hundoshi are still worn by the sumo wrestlers, by the way. This meant that most of their skin was exposed, and the people at that time thought this was somewhat embarrassing. You wouldn't want to run around everywhere half naked either, right? So tattoos were originally meant to hide their skin. Eventually, tattoos became a sort of symbol for these people. The tobi with dragon-designed tattoos, putting out fires, were admired by the townspeople. As the demand increased, the tattoo designs that started from simple letters and figures gradually became larger and more complex. However, from 1720, tattoos became a punishment for criminals who carved marks and kanji characters on the criminal's forehead and arms to show where and how many times that person has committed a crime. Although tattoos were still admired among the tobi, some people started to have negative thoughts towards tattoos. Once the Edo period ended and the westernized Meiji government was established, tattoos became illegal. This is because the Meiji government were desperate to make a strong, civilized country just like the Western countries. And the existence of commoners wearing hundoshi and having tattoos were thought as uncivilized. 1872, they restricted anyone from becoming tattoo artist or becoming a customer to the artist. Those who did not hide their tattoos with Western clothes were caught and forced to erase their tattoos. After World War II in 1948, the restriction of tattoos was released. However, most Japanese had forgotten about the glorious days in the Edo period, when tattoos were a respected culture, and thus only the taboo after the Meiji era remained. Yakuza, the Japanese gang, were those who protected and inherited the tattoo culture. It is said that Yakuza has existed for the last half of the Edo period. The tattoos have been an important culture among them since the beginning. There's not one concrete reason why Yakuza have tattoos, but these are some of the widely known reasons. Number 1, a symbol to show you are a Yakuza. Number 2, a way to prove that you are fearless. Number 3, a way to show your position in the organization. By the way, showing your tattoos in public is thought as a pathetic act by the Yakuza Because it's like you're relying on your tattoos to scare people and act like you're tough. Thus, the glory of the tattoo culture has been forgotten, and the Yakuza were those to carry on the art. The idea of tattoos equals gangs were born. This is why many onsen hot springs prohibit the entrance of people with tattoos, because it will scare other customers. However, recently, tattoos are gradually being recognized as a type of art among the young generation in Japan too. So now, having tattoos does not always mean that person belongs to the Yakuza. Actually, as I explained earlier, Yakuza will usually hide their tattoos. So if you see someone with tattoos in public, that person probably is not a Yakuza. Japanese people are not afraid of tattoos in general.
Yun pala yung history ng tattoo dito sa Japan kung bakit naging konektado sila sa mga gang na Yakuza. Kasi yung mga Yakuza pala, sila pala ang nag-inherit ng tattoo nung Edo period pa. Ganito pre, bibigyan ko kayo ng kunting kalaman about World War II ha. Kasi yung Yakuza mga bay, sila yung tumutulong para makabangon ulit ang Japan nung matapos yung World War II. Alam naman natin na natalo yung Japan sa World War II. Yung mga Yakuza, sila yung tumulong sa Japan para makabangon ulit. Ito. Ngayon, ipagpatuloy natin.
The history of tattoos in Japan has started from the beginning of the 17th century. The firemen mainly had them to hide their skin. And because these men fighting fires were like heroes, having tattoos was admired by the townspeople. However, at the same time, the government used tattoos as a way to mark criminals by writing symbols and kanji characters on their forehead and arms. After Japan's westernization, the government was desperate to create a strong Western-like country, so they prohibited the tattoos for being uncivilized. Although after World War II, the regulations were released, Japanese forgot about the glory of tattoos. The Yakuza were those who inherited the tattoo culture, so eventually having tattoos equal Yakuza became a normality in Japan.
Sabi pa ni sino ba yun? Haji, yung vlogger sa Japan. So yun, no? Yun, no? Yun pala yung history ng tattoo mga bay. Sa ngayon na generation, hindi pala natatakot yung mga Japanese sa may mga tattoo. Alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi yung mga Yakuza pala, hindi pala nila ipinapakita yung mga tattoo sa ibang tao. Kung may nakikita ka dito sa Japan ng mga hapon na nagpapakita ng mga tattoo sa braso, hindi pala yan Yakuza. Mga normal na tao lang yan, hindi pala dapat tayo matakot yan. Pero yung sa sinabi niya na meron talagang mga hot spring dito na hindi talaga pinapapasok yung may mga tattoo sa katawan. Siguro yun yung dahilan kung bakit bihira lang sa mga Japanese employer na tumatanggap ng mga trainee na may tattoo. Kasi nga dyan sa may mga lugar dito sa mga hotel yung may mga hot spring. Kasi iba yung hot spring dito eh. Sabay-sabay kayong maliligo lahat, walang damit. Lalaki lang ha, walang damit. Siyempre makikita yung buong katawan mo. Kapag may tattoo ka, natatakot pala yung ibang mga hapon. Kaya siguro yun yung dahilan kung bakit hindi tumatanggap yung mga Japanese employer na mga trainee na may mga tattoo. Pero nalusutan ko. Kaya maya kunti ipapakita ko sa inyo yung tattoo ko. Pero ipagpatuloy muna natin kasi si Miko, Japanese vlogger dito sa Japan, is nag-interview siya kung natatakot nga ba yung mga young Japanese people, yung mga high school na mga Japanese, kung ano yung tingin nila sa mga tao na may mga tattoo. Panunuorin natin to mga, kunti lang naman to yung interview niya. Ang tawag ito is Miko is Real.
So I guess young people are more open to tattoo.
体質によりますけど、筋肉がすごくて、
はい
タトゥーがすごかったら、それは怖いと思うし、そうでもなんか細っちょで、タトゥーがあんまりない人とかやったら全然普通。
タトゥーがある外国人を見て怖いなとか思いますか？
思わないです。
思わない。
かっこいい。
かっこいい。
今はもうタトゥーとか入れたりとか、
はい
恋人の名前入れたりとか、そういうのも全然普通になってると思うんで、温泉とかでタトゥー入ってる人が入れないっていうのはやっぱり僕もおかしいなとは思います。
So yun mga bay, doon nagtatapos yung history ng tattoo. Sa ngayon na generation, yung mga ibang mga Japanese ay hindi na natatakot sa may mga tattoo. Yun nga, sabi niya kanina, normal lang sa kanila yung may mga tattoo. Tapos yung isa, sabi niya, kung may tattoo daw yung lalaki is kakui. Cool daw, cool. Kaya nga, nagpatattoo ako kasi naisip ko na cool nga yung taong may mga tattoo. Pero, pasensya na sa Prudential Employment Agency na nalusutan ko kayo about sa tattoo ko. Ngayon, ipapakita ko na sa inyo yung tattoo ko sa katawan. Handa na ba kayo? Ako rin handa na. Wait lang. Handa ko lang tong... Siyempre, dahan-dahanin natin yan para makita nyo ng mabuti yung tattoo ko. Handa niyo ba makita ang tattoo ko? Tcharan! Yan ang tattoo ko sa katawan na hindi nakita ng Prudential Employment Agency. KIBULOY Junior, subscribe and like. Tapos dito, pinatattoo ko yung bell button. Pindutin nyo yung bell button dyan sa YouTube channel ko para updated kayo sa mga susunod na video na gagawin ko. Babush and God bless.